Well, welcome everyone for responding to my 911 urgent meeting, and it's because all last week I did a Zoom every night from 7 to sometimes hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours, explaining the March 2nd letter that came out of 7K Metals and Sound Money, in which they were transitioning from a network marketing company to a just a direct sales company, but the Sound Money wallet, which was never network marketing, was going to become the sole really source of growth and development, and that's a one-level affiliate company, so they can expand and grow, and more people, more finance managers, insurance agents, big companies, other people, where there was a barrier of preconceived notions. If Sound Money Wallet was associated with a network marketing or perceived to be, even though they were two separate companies, it kind of limited the growth. But those of us that have been developing an income stream with it, it basically shuts off on the 28th. Actually, it's been shutting off since then because you couldn't enroll anyone, so you couldn't get growth factor, you couldn't get some of the requirement you need to make the check that was there. So uh, when that happened, I, 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 I didn't need the income. I did this to develop a residual source of income uh, for my children's children. That's why I got back into network marketing in 2016 at the age of 70. Uh, and I, you know, I didn't go blasting at it like I did in the 90s, where I made my millions in network marketing. And it didn't have a residual, and it shut down in 2001. But we made enough money to live comfortably for the rest of our lives if we didn't live extravagantly and waste it. And it was in gold and silver, and y'all all know gold and silver makes money for you in time. Uh, and so uh, to help out my family and help out others, my corporate background is evaluating markets, looking into the future, determining markets, and then with my almost 30 years experience in the network marketing industry, I know how to vet companies. I know how to look at real opportunities. I know how to move the flim flam out of the way. And there's a lot of it in network marketing. Uh, and so I, in 18 hours, I received two offers from other companies from me to come with them and kind of bring as many of my network over to them as I that would follow. And they were fine companies, they're established companies, got an established product line. But if I went there, I would make money. But most of the people would not because they've already made their growth. They've already penetrated their market share. There's not a lot of market share they can get. We we would bring a financial shot in the arm to them, make them look good, but I would be leading people down a primrose path, and I don't do that. And so I immediately turned them down. And then in looking for a company, for me talking with one, they made me an offer over the phone. Same thing. I won't take people down a path that I don't think that they can have a good probability of success, and I don't take advantage of people. That anybody that knows me knows that's a fact, and uh, and to me, it's unethical, and I've got a higher authority to report to and account for, and that means more than me than making a little extra money or making a lot of extra money. In fact, uh, so what I did is I dug deep. I started looking because for people to make real money in network marketing, and it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, network marketing is where you can attain time, freedom, wealth. It is where you can attain your dreams. I got into it in 1991 as a top level corporate executive, competing for the next president of the company, of a Fortune 50 company. And I vetted the entire industry. I proved to me that people made this kind of income that you only dream of. But And I went around the country meeting them and looking at their lifestyle and verifying that they made that kind of money before I jumped in. And I did. I did it part time for 3 years. I didn't replace my income, but I resigned a double six-figure income with benefit in 1994 to do network marketing full time. I got over a six-figure income real quick, a six-figure plus income because I was doing it full time, but I wasn't making the big money. I hadn't even replaced my income. And I said, man, I did something wrong. Well, the company I joined was already $1 billion company. It had already gone through its momentum growth curve, and it was carving out a little extra market share, a little bit at a time, but not enough for me to make what the cop made, 38,000 a month, or the broke preacher made 100,000 a month, who I met and verified, or many other people that was in the industry making unfathomable amounts of income. It's because they started with them in those first 3 years or in their first year of that company. And so it is with all the people that make these big incomes with these companies. It doesn't matter if it's Shackley or Amway or Mary Kay or New Skin or Malaluka, and I can go on and on and on. But, you know, and I thought we found it with this company, and I'd be able to pass on a legacy to my children and my children's children, my grandchildren. That really is the reason I did. Plus, gold and silver is just something that everybody needs. But where you make the real income is in product companies, not service companies, not technical companies, because they all transition into regular companies, just like Excel. Oh, I can go on and on with the companies that do that. So what I did is I went real quick and looked at all new companies in network marketing that were less than 3 years. And believe me, there's over 100 of them. But it's easy to just get rid of flim flam. At least I can. And I moved them off the table, and I ended up with just a couple of companies, and they just jumped out at me. And one of them's a product company with one product, and they had $1 million in sales, and they were less than 4 months old, and I never heard of them. And I said, "Whoa, I gotta learn about this company. This looks interesting." And so I did, and I'm going to tell you about it tonight. Another company, uh, one of my presidentials, Todd Collins and I, we have been working with 7K to displace 7K Advantage. So we've been working. He's been working with this company for over a year and a half. Know all the owners, know all the company, know the background, uh, and we were trying to get 7K to accept it because you had greater price advantages. You had the best platform, travel platform in the industry, and the best prices that you can get. It's kind of like the Costco of travel. Okay. But it had a different thing. So in 15 days ago, they they rolled out and became a new elite vacations and travel discount club. Okay, a club. And so you become a member of it like you do Costco or Sam's. Okay. And you can get all these huge benefits. So we know that company inside and out. So basically, I'm bringing to the table two great opportunities for people if they want to do one. And you can only build one network marketing company. You can only focus. You can't build two. I've taught that for years and years, and you will get people off focus. You got to focus to succeed. You can't just multitask anything and everything and become a multi-level marketing or network marketing junkie, as I call it. So that's what I'm going to present to you tonight. These two options. You see which one floats your boat the most, if you like it or if you want to do it, and then hop in because you would be at the ground floor of both of these, and both of them have a have a great probability, in my assessment, to becoming the next billion-dollar companies in their respective industry, and they're truly separate. Now, are we going to stop doing 7K not 7K, but Sound Money Wallet? Oh, no, because this is going to give you a whole new people to get a free Sound Money Wallet to make a 1% metal bonus every time they do that. It just extra lanyard, but you can't make the big bucks in that anymore. That's just a fact. And so I'm trying to provide an income source for those that want to continue getting 1099 tax benefit, doing a home-based business, and even having a chance of, of attaining time, freedom, wealth, like I've been provided. And through my teams, it's not Bob Reid, because we work as a team and we work together. That old adage of together everyone achieves more. I believe in that because we work in teams. And so when I built that organization of 70,000 people, it wasn't me. It was the system I taught, the people that worked with me, the people that duplicated that system, and we together built that organization. Same thing, I built the largest organization, but it's not me. Our team built the largest organization in 7K metals. And I also made the most money. Okay. But I also had many people that made some of the top income. In fact, I had the largest group of top income producers in 7K Metal that are in my group. So I'm trying to help everybody uh, build, renew their income or attain their dream, which I've been blessed to have attained earlier in my life at the young age of 54 in 2001. I never had to work again if I didn't want to, if we didn't squander it, if we lived just like if we were making $250,000 a year, and you can live very good on that kind of income. And we proved it. We didn't have to have big estates that were cost millions and millions. We live very comfortable, but we have no debt, and we could continue to live even without what we earned in 7K metals. Now, so let me just get right to the point. One of them, and I'm going to do the easiest, quickest, fast, because product oriented companies are a little bit more complicated to understand. But what you need to understand is the opportunity, the market, and the long term residual. And it is there. But both of them have residual. So the first thing I'm going to do is introduce you to a company called Elite. And if somebody texts me if my screen's not showing for you, but right now it should say Zoom. I'm going to go to another tab. I'm going to introduce you a company called Elite Lifestyle. You can go, they use the Y instead of the I. So it's ELYT lifestyle.com. You can go to that website. You can see what I'm talking about in this company. And I'm going to try and hide that. There we go. And you can just scroll down to the right side. So everybody knows that everybody takes vacation at least once a year. And some families take more than just one, but most families get away at least once a year for a very good vacation. Well, what this company, a whole concept of this company is that they're going to provide you with a true luxury elite vacation, a premier vacation once a year, and you make a down payment on it every month. And so you're prepaying for it. So you'll pay $175 a month. And at the end of 13 months, the 13th month, you have a vacation paid for. Now, it's not just one, you're going to have like 40 different places all over the world, different, some all inclusive resorts, some it's just a hotel. Each one will have its parameters. You get to choose, but it's prepaid for. And so you basically would, if you book that and through any other mechanism, would cost you double what you're prepaying it for. And so many families will become members of this because they each can prepay, and they don't have to pay like $5,000 or $4,000, put it on their credit card when they're ready to book it. They do like a travel plan. So that's in essence the concept. But they've got the best travel platform, and this is what I've used for almost a year. And Todd, he introduced it to me. So we weren't booking our travel, hotels and car rentals and things. We weren't booking it through 7K anymore. And we also compared it to Travelocity, Kayak. Well, I always compare wherever I'm doing. But this one, I'm telling you, it beat everything out of the world, up to 65% off. And luxury hotel places that I've never believed that you could get these kind of prices. So if you travel some, and that's part of what you do, either work or leisure, well, you'll probably travel more because it becomes less expensive for you. And you'll be going to places that maybe you didn't think you would ever go because of the prices you can get. And you can go through the website and you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm talking about truly 65, up to 65. You don't get always 65, but up to. And it depends on when you're booking and how you're booking, but it beats all the others. That's the part that I know. And I've already done it. And you get that elite signature annual trip that we're talking about. And you're prepaying for it so you don't have to hit it right at the time. Next, you get what is throughout the website if you're a member of the club, and it is a club. Okay. If you're a member of it, then you have access if you want to take a 2-day getaway or 3-day getaway, something other than the annual during the course of the year. I mean, you just need to get away with you and your best buddy, friend, or spouse, and get away for chill out a little bit. Well, you get what is called the unused resort week. Well, of course, Travelocity Kayak has those too, but not at the price. And this has the priority on it. That's the key. Okay. You are with the real supplier of the platform. And so you get cruises, you can book those, anything you can think of with travel, you can get off of this platform. And one of the things I really like, because I do quite a bit of flying in business and leisure, but these Delta and American and United, all of them have their own lounge, and these things have become extremely expensive to get. And where years ago when I was traveling, all I did was fly first class, and I get to walk into them. Now I can't do that anymore, and so you can only afford to be really with one of. Well, you get discounted global airport lounge access, which I think, to me, if you do any travel at all and you're around airports and you get delayed, you want to be in the premium lounge. And that, to me, is worth the extra too. But anyway, then you get to travel to places that you never even dreamed about prices that you just wouldn't even think would be possible. Bora Bora, Tahiti, the Allegiant Islands, the go see the lights, where in the skies that change. I forgot the name of what they call that, at 70. But you get to get your own questions answered at the website. They got a very good thing. Now, you can't click on it if you're not a member and see the different prices. You have to be a member to click on it and find out. Okay. But you can join free, but you don't have access to the travel platform until you become a member. Okay. Now, you can become a member for as little as $17 and you get there. But you can't earn money. You're not earning a vacation, and you don't get access to use the platform until you become a full member, and you're paying at least $175. That's a customer. A person that wants to make a little income with it, since I am looking for something to make income, people have to promote. One person tells another person, just like we did in 7K Metals or any other network marketing company. But this one pays you so much more for doing such little in comparison of what we did. And I'm going to compare it with 7K Metals. So I'm going to go to, there's a little 3-minute video. It's a spotlight video. I'm not going to play it here tonight, but you can get that sent to you. And it's 3 minutes. It really tells us walking the talk and the story. And that's this little spotlight video that I start doing. And I loved it. It was a very good case, and we get to use that. When somebody sends you the link, so whoever invited you here, you're going to just go back, if this interested, say, send me the link. I mean, it's just that simple. Okay. Now, if you want to take a little deeper dive, it'll cost you $17. You're attached to them. It's just like you got personally sponsored by them. You got personally referred. So anybody I send my link to, they'll see that Robert Reid refers them. And do you know how easy? You just put your name, your email address, and the country. Oh, yes, I forgot to tell you, this is already open in 41 countries. It opened 15 days ago, and it's already travel is global. So you already start a global business. And that is an amazing thing. That's why I know this will be a $1 billion company in a very, very short period of time, maybe even less than 4 years. Could even exceed that. But within 5 years, absolutely, it'll be a $1 billion company. And I don't think it, okay? I'm convinced of it based on my knowledge, experience, and expertise in looking at markets and evaluating their potential and opening up and going forward. And you got to confirm that you're 18 years or older, and that's it. And then you become a member, and you'll have your own website, your own replicable website that you can refer to others. And that's that $17 a month you'll pay. The 175 a month is prepaying for your vacation. That makes you active. So those of you that were in 7K metals, I'm going to make the analogy that you bought a product once a month. Let's say you bought a product that gives 20 points. So you bought a coin, a numismatic coin for $200. You got 20 points. So you had to have so many people in your left team, so many people in your right team buying that coin every month. So you to make a $250 check or a $500 check or more. Okay. And so when you click into that, it'll take you into the back office. You get to see how many people on your left, how many people, just like it was in 7K Metal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop sharing this and I'm going to show you what's really important. How do you make money? Okay. That's what most people say. That's what I look at. I look at comp plans. I design comp plan. I did that for almost 10 years in the network marketing industry while I set out of it. But my contact with the network marketing industry was consulting in it, helping people with a binary comp plan. And so now I'm going to find that and I'm going to go right to it. I'm going to pull it up. We're going to go to the screen that has the plan. And it's just like I taught in 7K metals, all you have to do is look at the chart. That is the comp plan. All you have to do is look at the chart. Okay. So here you have to personally enroll 3 people. Those 3 people are paying $192 a month. 175, part of it is prepaying their vacation and paying $17. Now, we have a left team that goes to infinity. So gifts from below come up to you, and any spillover, somebody putting people under you that's active, that they count for you too. So if you have 3 people that are active doing the 175 or the 192 on your left team and 3 on your right team, you'll make $250 a month. So basically your vacation's free, and you got extra spending money. Now, let's compare this with 7K metals. Okay. If they were spending $200 a month on an autosaver and they got 20 points, with 20 times 3, those 3 people would be 60 points. 60 points left, 60 points right. You don't even make a check. But as this exponentiates, you don't have to sponsor more people that are active. You just have your 3 that you sponsored. Those numbers count in these numbers. Okay. So when you have 6 total people in your total left team and 6 total people in your total right team paying the 175 or the 192, 175 is just a customer. They're not participating in this comp plan, but they count too as an active. So 6 times 20 points, if this was 7K, 6 times 20 points is 120 points. 6 times 20, 120 on these, you still don't make a check. But here you make $500 a month. Well, your 175 is paid for. You're making a lot of savings to spend on this trip. Okay. That's the beauty of this thing. Well, those first 2 levels is all I talk about if you want to be a customer of this company and you want to build the other. So you could be a customer and not really building, because all you need to do is get 3 people and you could do that over time. Okay. So I tell people, because these are such significant opportunities, you want to at least get positioned in them because they're complementary. They're not competing with one another. One is a travel and benefits and vacation program. The other is building a network marketing company. Okay. Well, you can look at this as building network marketing and you're focusing. And some people have chosen just to do this. Okay. And just buy a little bit of product, get positioned over there, and just see if the product works for them and have a position over there without building it. Okay. So, and then some people, very few, have chosen, well, I just want to do this and I don't travel. I don't do this. We don't take, I'm too old. I'm in a wheelchair, whatever. Okay. Well, let's just take it to the next level where you make $1,000 a month. Well, you do have to have two customers. That's where they're just paying the 175. Well, I got my two customers real easy. My youngest son, when I told him about that, I didn't tell him about the income opportunity at all. They take vacations. All the guys get together. They just went to Breckenridge and spent 6 days or 5 nights, 6 days. Okay. And the wives, they take the wives out. So I'm going basically, I told them they're going to introduce, now they got a way that they can build up for it, they can plan for it, and it doesn't hit their pockets books all at one time. And he said, well, that sounds great. But he didn't ask me any questions. He said, here, I signed it. 5 minutes. He signed up, put it on his credit card. $175 comes out of his check. And now he's going to tell his buddies about it. And he's going to tell his wife about it. And she's going to tell her friends that they do their once away getaway. Okay. And then my son takes his family on 2 trips a year. So he saw the real benefits of this real quick. So that's what a customer is. So to get to the $1,000, as this exponentiates by itself, y'all all know that. If you got people doing, you're going to have one side. If you're in any of our bits, because this is ground floor, everybody's going to be in somebody's power leg, period. Okay. Everybody's going to be in somebody's power leg. You're not going to be stuck out in the middle of nowhere. Okay. In the beginning. So you're going to have a lot of spillover in this beginning of at least the first 6 months to a year. And so one side's going to get built with, and this holds volume just like 7K. That's what just blew my mind when I looked at the comp plan. And so you have to have two companies. You don't have to sponsor anybody. You're going to have to go out and get somebody else. But of course, if you lose one of these three, then in other words, they stop, you'll have to replace them, of course, just like in any other plan. So let's just compare this with 7K metals. I don't want to go any further. 15 times 20 points is 300 points. 15 times 20 points is 300. You got 300 points left, 300 points right. You make your first $250 check in 7. Doing the same thing, you get 4 times the amount of $1,000. This is what was a no-brainer to me. Now, I'm going to just go down to the bottom, the highest level here. All you have to do is have 5 actives left, 5 actives right that you personally sponsored. For me to get to that highest income level in 7K metal, I had to have 14 actives left, 14 actives right. Plus, I had to have a lot more growth factor than 5 customers. Okay. Everybody knows the growth factor. And then the volume you get over time. And I could only make 12,500 a week. Well, you say only, Bob. Yeah, but that's 50,000 a week. Doing the same thing with a lot less requirement, you can get to $1 million a month with this one, not 50,000 a month. So there's the big difference there. And this is the program I wanted to show you. It's called elitelifestyles.com without the elite.lifestyle.com. You can go to the website, but get the link from the person that invited you here. So next, I want to go to the other program. It's a product program. Now, why did I pick a product? Because product is where you really build residual. That company is going to grow and grow and grow, just like all the majors have that we can talk about. Everybody knows their names and they've been around. And I'm telling you, this company has that probability, and I'll show you why. Okay. And it's called agoralife.com. Agoralife.com. I'm going to show you that website. I'm going to go right to it. And we're going to click and go to agoralife.com. There it is. And Agora, Agara life, life.com. You can go to the website just like I did when I was researching it. What caught my attention was it was a one product company and it made $1 million sales in one day. And so now I want to go deep. I want to find out about the owner. I want to find out the CEO. I want to find out about what kind of organization they got, what kind of staff they got, what kind of uh, support do they have at being a ground floor opportunity? Because I grew through 7K like that. I grew through another company in the 90s like that. Okay. So I know what that pain is growing up with a ground floor as it molds itself and grows into this, larger company and maybe even $1 billion company. Well, this one knocked my socks off. Okay, I went to the website and I found out the product. It's just functional coffee. Well, it's not coffee like you think. Functional coffee is, you've all heard of like the mushroom coffees of the last 4 or 5 years. They have a taste, they have some health benefit. And yeah, a few years ago, they had some problems with mold in the mushroom coffee. But the government's going to solve those. That isn't going to stay around. It gets regulated. And sure enough, it got regulated out. They had to meet certain standards, certain tests. But the lady that is the owner and founder of this company, she's been in coffee for a couple of decades. That's been her specialty. She made her millions in network marketing. And her real thing that makes her move is this X evolution of functional and matcha drinks that you drink. So it started with one product. It now has two products, okay, already, the matcha and the matcha agora. And this has less caffeine in it than regular coffee. A lot of people don't think, they think it has more, it has less, okay? But it has a lot of medicinal products added to it, health products that give you more health benefits. And when you hear some of the testimonies in these things, the company just claims what they know that they can claim, no more, no less. But these certain ingredients do help support focus, balance, wellness, memory, and those are come from the ingredients that are added into the functional growth. Well, you can click on it like I did. I look into, but I'm very familiar since I developed pharmaceutical markets and I was in the health and nutrition world for years. And so I'm pretty familiar with it. But here's the thing that I am really familiar: market development. The coffee market is bigger than 100 billion, but the functional coffees, the functional drink market is the big, huge, growing market globally, especially the matcha product. And so, as that product line expands and grows, you're talking about penetrating market share all around the world. And so, no one dominates that market right now. So, this is a key. That means opportunity. Okay. And then, as a network marketing company, you can join for free. So it's any networking company that you can't join for free, just like the travel, just like here, you got a regulatory problem. You don't want to join a company that 2 or 3 years down the road, or even a year down the road, or 5 years down the road, is going to have big regulatory scrutiny and it's going to be all over the news because your business is going to get shut down, basically, because nobody wants to join you. Oh, I don't want to be in that thing. I heard about it on news. Well, that's why you want a clean company that's already thinking about regulatory compliance. Well, when you join this company, you can join for free, but you do not get the replicated page. You have to do it kind of the hard way. You use the website, you get some customers, you will get a link, you will have some. But if you join and you pay the ambassador fee, $49 one time, well, you get your own, like me. I got mine, Bob. So if I send my link to somebody, they're already hooked to me and they buy product. Oh, now we're in the tree where you make money. A customer is not in the compensation tree until they pay their $49 in this one or $17 in the other one. And then they agree to policies and procedures. And that's the regulatory part. So you got the same website as the company website, except when somebody clicks on that link and joins either for free, they're attached to you. And then if they take that next step further and become an ambassador, pay that $49, then they're part of your team to build and earn money. And so the next thing is tell you a little bit how I researched this. And that just kind of just gives you an introduction to what I did, why I did it, and why I'm sharing this is I was impressed by how obvious it was to me for a company less than 3 years old. I can find this data. Not hard. Anybody could have found what I found. But then I got to go behind the scenes. So one of the first things that I want to know is who the founder is and who the CEO is. Well, I just Googled, and you can do Google, Bing, Yahoo. It doesn't matter. You can do the same thing anywhere. And most of the time they tell you what the organizations and companies want to tell you. That's the first thing comes up. So you got to go a little bit. Here, I didn't even have to do that. I just Googled Agara Life owner. Bingo, it came up. Grace Bravo. Well, I didn't know who Grace Bravo was. Okay. Gave me both her names, Grace Bravo and Grace Lynn. Okay, that's good for research. It told me who the CEO was. Hayden Daughter. I didn't know who Hayden Daughters was. So now I dive. I go deep. This doesn't take me days. I do this in hours. And I did it now. So I go and look up Grace Bravo and Grace Lynn. I find out, hey, she's made millions in network marketing. Oh, wow. She's owned a coffee company. She's been in coffee for a couple of decades. And that's her passion. And oh, functional coffees and functional drink, that's her real passion. The next evolution of coffee related and matcha related drink. Oh, that's her passion. So now she wants to start a network marketing company to bring these new higher grade, higher products to the marketplace. And she wants to do it through network marketing. So she knows what we do and she wants to give back. I like that. Hayden, I looked at him. Oh, he's got executive experience. He's worked with companies. He's helped open markets up around the country with other companies. So he's worked with network marketing companies and grew up in the managerial ranks. And now he's CEO of a new, will be $1 billion company in I believe, and based on my experience and knowledge, this will be the fastest growing consumption product $1 billion company in the history of network marketing. And then I looked at the comp plan. And I'm pretty good at comp plans because, I consulted in the industry. I designed comp plans. I helped modify comp plans for the industry when they were having problems, try to help them solve their problems. Well, this has a combination of the best of everything as a unitary. What's a unitary? Doesn't matter which side it is. Everything goes with who you sponsor, they sponsor, they sponsor. So it has a unitary. As a front end way you make money quickly. You don't have to build and work for months before you make money. Every time somebody buys a product or joins with it, you get a commission. Like bingo, you earn some money. So you can get your money back pretty doggone quick, which is pretty good. Then they got what is called an infinity coded bonus. Whoa, what's that? Well, I know what an infinity code bonus, but you may not. Infinity means that in your personal enrollment group, you person sponsor a person, they sponsor a person, they sponsor a person. If you qualify for that infinity bonus, every time something happens, you're going to get a little bit of that pay come all the way up to you. That's what that means. And then they brought in their second level infinity coded bonus. That really blew my mind because that's a lot of front end money there. We're not even talking about money, but when you sponsor your fourth person, it doesn't matter when. You do it right up front, you do it later, next year, this year, whatever. That automatically starts a binary plan for you, and you become binary qualified, and all these points hang just like they did in 7K. Man, now you're starting to really blow my mind in a compensation plan. And when you become binary qualified, you could become binary commission share qualified. So everybody you sponsor earn a binary check. You get a percentage paid from the company. You don't get a percentage of their check. The company pays you a percentage bonus of what they make in their binary. So you sponsor four people, they get in a binary check. One gets 300, one gets 500, one gets 800. Well, you add that all together, you get 10% of that. Oh, that's extra on above. But that's where the big money is because they get, as you rank up in this program, they increase the amount of share you get in the binary share plan, comp plan. As you rank up, you get deeper levels down to seven levels. At seven levels, you got people sponsoring people who sponsor people who sponsor people, and they're earning a binary check, even if they're earning just a $30 binary check, and you get a percentage of it. Just all you have to, I can kind of do that kind of math in my head, and it blew me out of water. I just couldn't believe they have a comp plan like this. No comp plan I've ever seen in the industry of network marketing has the potential to pay out what this sucker is paying out. So then I went and I looked and I said, okay, who, if they have $1 million in sales in one, you got to have people making money in this already. And so I went to look to see who was making money and what team was. And so I found it. It was Robert Faison. Now, Robert and I have known each other. He's a real legend in the industry. Okay. He's made double what I've made. I'm a $1 million earner for many years in a row, but Robert's double that, making a seven-figure income many years in a row. But he stayed with his company for 25 years and it pulled a rug on him. And he retired from network marketing, kind of like I did way back in 2001 until I got back in. I just couldn't help but doing it again. Okay. Same thing happened to Robert. It happened because of the product. Okay. So I did my homework, and now Robert and I've been in contact with each other. We for years, but we never worked together. We've always been friendly competitors or solving some of our people's, let's say, conflicts between our two companies that we were in. And so I have his number in my phone. And I picked up the phone. I called Robert. And I said, "Hey, Robert, I thought you retired from network marketing. I see you're one of the top earners, your team top earners in Agar." And he says, "Yeah, Bob, you just wouldn't believe, man, that product, I just worked, it cured my arthritis. Well, he said, it got rid of all my pain. And there's no way I'm not going to not do it." So I vetted the company and I talked to the owners. I went down, the CEO, and I couldn't help but join. Okay. And now, uh, I'm just setting up the support system, helping my people because I've never seen income come in like this in a network marketing company in my life, Bob. And I said, "Yeah, I know. I looked at that comp plan. That's why I'm calling you." And I said, "Is that real?" And he said, "Yeah, that's real." And he said, "Well, how you doing? I heard what they did over there in your company after 10 years and you had the largest organization. How you doing?" I said, "Well, I got one question, Robert. Why in the world didn't you prospect me on? Why didn't you call me?" And he said, "I really hadn't even thought about it. I mean, people in my old group are coming in, they call and they find out like you did, and I'm just helping them build. And I've made more money in a few months than I've ever made in network marketing. So I'm not just an active recruiter anymore. A bit, I'm just helping the organization build and grow." And I said, "Well, that's what I like about you. You and I build businesses, and we have the same ethic. And we've always had a very good working relationship. We've never screamed or yelled at each other, and how about us doing something? I'll make an offer you can't refuse." And I think it'd be the first time. What about two legends in the industry? Now you're the bigger legend than me because you made more than me. And why don't we join up and do something that hadn't been done in network marketing history that I know of? Two masters in this, build two huge power legs for our people, get them started, get them done. And I know if I bring my people over here, they're going to be in good hands if the Lord takes me home because I'm about 10 years older than you, brother. And he said, "Let's do it." And so that's the long and the short of the story. I will let Robert in. I have a little video. I'd like to play a little bit of it. I'm kind of looking at time. Yeah, I can play a little bit of it. So let's do this and let you get introduced to Robert the way I was.
here in Arkansas, and we're going to keep this one short tonight. We do have a corporate Zoom coming up right after this. So, a quick story on myself. I've been in network marketing for, over 30 years now, and was not interested in doing another one. The last one I was in went out of business after 25 years, but I had made many, many millions of dollars, so I didn't need any more money. Wasn't interested in working. My health had not been good for many, many years. I've got psoriatic arthritis and just my joint pain, carpal tunnel in my fingers and my wrists, my knees, my ankles, all that hurt all the time, 24/7. And a friend said, well, at least try the product. And the product's a coffee product. We also now have a tea as well, if you like green tea better than coffee. But the coffee is delicious, and I tried it. I noticed a little something the first day, seemed like energy was better. I slept better that night. The next day, I realized all my joint pain was gone, and that was a shock because I haven't had a day without joint pain far back as I can remember. And now, 90 days later, it's still gone. So I call it magic coffee. I don't know which ingredient in there, or if it's just the combination of them that causes that. But I've got tons of stories of my customers with the same results. And that's what tonight's calls for, is just to let you hear from a few folks and let them share their results. And let's keep them short tonight because we got about 6 or 7 we want to get on here in a short period of time. So why don't we start out with Miss Rita Starkey.
And that's all I'm going to do there. You'll get more of the rest of the story later if you're interested and you meet Robert personally. He does that Zoom every night at 7. That's kind of his support. I do another Zoom with more facts, more information about the comp plan and answering questions. I do that every night also right now as I'm rolling it out for the people who want to do this program. Uh, and so, make a long story short, and I caught a couple of notes in the chat here, and this is how people rob themselves of opportunity. They give out information and try and do comparison of this cost and cost without having any knowledge of real marketplace knowledge or price knowledge or anything else in the marketplace. I'm telling you, I jumped into this. I ordered my products. I sponsored my first person, a loyal person that's been following me forever. I got those 2 in the first day on the 7th. And here it is, the 25th. I've made more money in this company in a short, less than 2 weeks than I've ever made in my life in network marketing. And the products work. Okay. Yeah. We've drank functional coffees. I've drank matcha before, but nothing worked. I've had arthritis for 15 years. I take 4 horse pills, okay? And the MSM, the chondroitin, the hyaluronic acid, the fish oil, and one other thing, I forgot the name of it. And if I don't take those 4 horse pills every day, I can't hardly open up a hand. I got pain. I'm real skeptical because products don't work on me. But I look at business, and I built a product company that was really mostly for women. But I was a man, and most of the leaders in that company, Nu Skin, were men, not women, because it's a business. You look at a business opportunity. And so that's what I did with this. I stopped taking those horse pills about 4 days before my products came in. And I didn't tell my wife about any of this, what effects it might have. We had no discussion because I wanted both of us to try this product, give it a great try without any preconceived ideas or thoughts. And so we got our product in. The first day, man, I got a pep of energy. I felt she comes in and says, babe, I got this little extra step. I just have this little feeling of more energy. I said, really? I said, I do too. Second day, we drink our cup. You only drink 1 cup a day, by the way. So you don't drink it like regular coffee. And next day, man, I got another pep of energy. She does too. And But here, my pain's starting to go away. My hand, it's not as hard, kick, 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 opening up in the morning. And so the third day, I can open my hands, no click, 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 no hurt, no anything. Pain's almost subsided. I'm not even taking those horse pills anymore. Fourth day, it's gone. And ever since, you will not pry me away from drinking this matcha cafe. It's matcha cafe, not matcha coffee. Okay. Has 60% less caffeine in it than regular coffee, too. Most people don't know that. And then now the matcha agara, it's not really matcha tea, it's matcha agara. All the special extra medicinal ingredients that are put in is what makes it work so well. And we love it. I love green tea anyway, but because I had it and introduced to it in Japan. So here's the key. All I want you to do is pick one you're most interested in. If you're interested, let them know. Tell them to send you the link so you have the information to get more information about it. And then look at that opportunity first, because that's the one that floats your boat the most. That's the one you had the first impression about. And that's the key to success in business. And so I'm trying to start this off with everybody that you can all start off properly. Now, you'll want to find out both of them because you might want to become a product. Just use it as a product. Maybe you're interested in the Agara company as a product in the bill. Well, you'll use the travel as your vacation thing, getting prepaid vacation, getting discount, where you're not really promoting it. It'll be something you just kind of do a little bit amongst the family, amongst friends, but not prospecting, not trying to run a business with it, because you cannot build two businesses at once. And any successful person will tell you that. You've got to focus on your business that you're building and let that be your focus. And that's what you're going to build. And you don't confuse everybody. So get information on that one first. Then you can come back and get information on the second if you're interested in getting information on. That's what I had to share tonight. I hope you see what I see. I hope you take advantage of my 30 years, almost 30 years experience in the network marketing world, but my major corporate experience in developing markets, evaluating companies and what to do, because it's paid off well for those that followed me in the network marketing world and followed my advice and mentorship to succeed. And I've helped many people make more income in network marketing than they made in their traditional jobs, and improve their financial lives more than anything else they had done. And I hope you see that too. Thank you for your time and attention. And I'm here to help. And so is the person that reached out to you and asked you to come take a look at this information. Looking forward to talking to you. Looking forward to you joining our team, and let's taking it even greater forward than we were in our last company. Thank you.